on. Be with enemy till we hit a red light. Then I see the signs. Oh, after all that time, this is it for us. You don't wanna try. God, your love was real, but it's not for us. Now you can't decide. Oh, oh, oh. After all this time, this was it for us. Change your energy, yeah, you switch things up. Now you seem better than me, but was that even for? Was you playing your games? Was you really bored? No. Oh, I really should've known. Be with enemy till we hit a red light. Then I see the signs. Oh, after all that time, this is it for us. You don't wanna try. God, your love was real, but it's not for us. No, you can't decide. Oh, oh, oh. After all this time, this was it for us. After all this time, this was it for us. After all this time, this was it for us. Oh, I really should've known. Be with enemy till we hit a red light. Then I see the sign. Oh, after all that time, this is it for us. You don't wanna try. God, your love was real, but it's not for us. No, you can't decide. Oh, oh, oh. After all this time, this was it for us.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? Hope you had a good 4th of July. Oh, come on, microphone. What are you doing? It's rebelling against me already. Pizza and beer. Sounds good to me. Alright, well, once my shoulder started working a little bit, I did do those cold starts. I got through every cold start I have except for 2 of them. One of them because I just haven't really messed with it that much, and the other one I just forgot some of the steps. But I got everything else on first attempt. I kind of expected to forget more than I did, so I'm okay with it. Oh shoot, am I back on HOTS yet? Let's find out. Hopefully I put him back on HOTS. Nope, it's cold. Well, I don't really fly much outside of when I'm streaming most of the time, just because of my body. So if I'm flying, I'm usually streaming. If not to Twitch and YouTube, then I'll be streaming into the Discord and just chilling with people sometimes. I can't do that. For one, I don't have everything set up all the time to do it. So I gotta set everything up every time I'm gonna fly, which is rough for me already. And during the day, I'm usually kind of busy with other stuff. And I can't really do that. It's, you know, I live in somebody else's house because of my conditions. So my rig setup is right here in the living room. So if they're awake, I'm not doing nothing with the computer for the most part. Every now and then, like, friends and stuff will show up at the house and they'll ask to see me fly a little bit, and I'll do that for them. But usually on those days, it's like on a Sunday, or it's not even a Sunday anymore really though, because I gotta do my stupid therapy in the morning on Sundays. It's actually been a while since somebody has come over to watch me fly. Although my daughter's supposed to be coming over sometime next week. She wants to see me fly in person. But usually when that happens, I don't stream that night, because I'll already be sore. Why is this not opening? What are you doing to me already, Eagle Dynamics? So yeah, I don't fly all that much outside of stream. Yeah, my daughter lives here in town. She's probably one of the 90% of the reason why I stayed around where I'm at right now. I had some offers to go elsewhere, but I knew if I did that, I'd probably not be able to see my daughter much anymore. And I'm not going to do that. She's like the only family I really got left. No Trump Tower, no. All my immediate family kind of suddenly died about 5.5 years ago. I guess it's been 6.5 years, or almost 7 years now. But I've got a biological brother that I haven't seen for like 16, 17 years that lives nowhere near me, and I've got my daughter. Just get the Afghanistan map. The Afghanistan map is all of it. Unless you just want that little chunk. I don't know, this is weird. It's locking up. Give me a second, I gotta relaunch DCS already. That didn't take long. I blame Doc Red. He's never seen the intro. He sees the intro, now nothing works. Everybody point at Doc. For the most part, I mean, a lot of my blood family I'm actually not supremely close to. I mean, it's a long story. I don't hate any of my blood relatives, but I've got some family around me right now that are not blood related at all, but I consider them family, like the place I live, you know. The person I live with is like a brother that from a different mother, you know what I mean? He's more family than most of my blood relatives were. So I don't consider an accident of birth to be a binding thing. So I have a lot of friends that are blood relatives, and then I've got some people that aren't related to me at all that are way more family, you know, so that's the way I see all that stuff. Even my, like, biological dad, who, you know, if people knew who he was, they would know who he, you know what I mean? Like, he's a person that's known in the military and stuff, but he's more like Uncle Dad. All right, let's try this again. There it goes. All right, now we're cooking. How come when I don't stream for just a day or two, when I come back, shit just doesn't work right anymore? It's weird. It should be the same, but... All right, is this my one? Yep, this is the one. Let's go ahead and equip it while we're here. 2 AMRAMs, 4 heaters. That'll work. Screw it. Why wouldn't they let you have an Afghanistan map? That's weird. And who is we? I mean, I wouldn't say buy it anyways, because I don't know how old Shrin. I mean, if you're like a younger person that's living with your parents and your parents are the ones purchasing something for you, that's a different story altogether. If you're like a adult who makes their own money, then it's confusing. Everyone eats shit their entire childhood so that when they get older they can make their own decisions. Right, that's what I mean, Supreme. Oh, I gotcha. Hey, I never bombed the Kurgle Valley, but... Alright, let's try this again. Maybe not. Now I don't even see it on the list. What is going on? There it is. Never mind. I see it. I see it. I'm just blind. I didn't think I was... Okay. Calm down, DCS. We got shit to do. The head tracking still looks like it's off a little bit. It's like it's, when I'm looking straight ahead, it starts shifting a little bit on its own. We'll see if it works itself out. If not, I'll have to open up the software for the IR tracking. Alright, let's just get in the air. We're not going to warm up in the Warbird. I'm too rusty now. Well, that and my arm is... If nobody knows, my arm is all messed up right now from 4th of July. So I did get some medical help on my shoulder yesterday, and it is doing better already, but it's still really sore, but I can move it, so that's good. My rotator cuffs are all messed up, and if I overstress them, they tend to freeze, which sucks, because then you got to get cortisol shot injections right into the shoulder, which is super fun, and you can't keep doing that, so you got to be careful. Well, you know what? If you do ever buy that map, just go drop some bombs on there and get it out of your system. Just put a whole bunch of riflemen down there and light them up. It'll be like cathartic. Better to get cathartic in a game than lose your shit in real life, right?
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 295, 422 at 1,500 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 060, 445 at 7,000 knots.
All right, we're pretty light, right? Yeah, we're light. Mill power.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 062, 445 at 7,000 cold.
We're in a Viper. We don't need no blower, unless we're heavy. Now, if they need to design a new jet that's got the thrust to weight ratio of a Viper, and the bubble canopy of the Viper, and the low speed AOA maneuvering of the Hornet. If they could put those two things together, they'd have an amazing dogfighter. Which I guess, yeah, the Raptor is close to that. The Hornet's really good at those really low speeds with its AOA and nose manipulation, but once you're there, you can't get out.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 289, 416 at 1,500 knots.
Viper can't handle that as well in the slow speeds, but it can also handle 9Gs and can accelerate out of a tight spot quite easily. Whereas the Hornet is kind of stuck.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 111, 460 at 25,000 cold.
Oh, there's the AWACS right there.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1.
We'll head for the AWACS.
057, 460 at 1,000 cold. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 066, 450 at 7,000 cold.
They haven't called, the AWACS hasn't called out any one of the bandits yet. They've called out the transport way out there in the valley twice.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 055,
There's a helicopter.
460 at 1,000 cold.
Yeah, you gotta love that Viper. I haven't touched that throttle. We've just been on mill power the whole time. If you're in the Hornet, you'd be shoving that throttle through the front dash by now, trying to get it to climb and get some speed. Big old fat girl.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 061, 460 at 7,000, cold. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 338, 419 at 1,500, cold.
I'm not getting them on data link either, actually. Oh, they're out there.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1.
There we go. 090.
460 at 25,000 knots.
25,000. 60 miles. Okay.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 336, 422 at 1,500, cold. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 090, 460 at 25,000 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 090, 460 at 25,000 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 053, 460 at 7,000 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 092, 450 at 25,000 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 092, 450 at 25,000 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 044, 450 at 7,000 knots.
Alright, we're ready.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 312, 430.
There's the leader.
At 1,500, cold.
Use the AWACS data track to keep an eye on him.
Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 086, 435 at 25,000 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 304, 445 at 1,500, cold. Fort 1.
Okay, we got a passive track on the TWS on all three.
At 7,000 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 087, 426 at 25,000 knots. Fort 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 087, 424 at 25,000 knots.
We've got two AMRAMs. Yeah, this should be a really quick fight. I'm not that rusty.
Passing waypoint 1 at 35,000.
They're not gonna know I'm here yet.
Overlord 1-1 on station at bullseye 3-2.
We'll get rid of the AMRAMs on the two wingmen here. Leave the leader. Fox 3, Fox 3. Now we gotta slow down because we're coming in super hot. Splash 1, Splash 2. Yeah, I could kill him right now.
Fort 1, Overlord 1 point.
Box 2.
Raw 351, 435 at 7,000 knots.
Might go for flares.
1,500 cold.
Oh, we got him with the gun. Ha ha! Got him with a snapshot.
Merged.
He's damaged. Box 2. Good catch. Piece of cake. That looks a little different. Alright, let's jump into a helicopter really quick. Do a little rotor warm-up. And then we'll check out the war server and see where it's at. We might not start Afghanistan if it's already near the end or something like that. We'll wait until a fresh start.
Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 297, 416 at 1,500 cold.
That wasn't too sloppy. That was fine. That's what I'm always worried about, if I'm going to be able to handle a helicopter. It's a lot harder on my body than flying like a Viper. Especially because Vipers are all micro movements. Alright, let's do at least... This definitely hurts. So I'm just going to do one barrel drill and then call the warm-up done. This is definitely hard on my shoulder. Yeah, you can see how sloppy I am right now. It's taking a lot to hold the cyclic over. Might have to chill out on the helicopter flying for a few more days.
Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 293, 417 at 1,500.
Yeah, that'll work. I haven't lost the touch, it just hurts. It just hurts quite a bit. Oh, and I'll go ahead and take a dose. I should probably take a dose right now. I forgot to do that. That'll make it hurt more. All right, let's look at the wars and see where they're at. We'll check Afghanistan first because that's the one we were gonna start, and we'll see where it's at. Oh, nobody's on it. It's either a good sign or a bad sign. Well, actually, it's just a sign. It's not really good or bad. Plus, actually, is Santa online? He is not. Okay. Say, if Santa's online, depending on where the war is at, I can probably get a fresh reset, you know, done. Oh, never mind. This looks pretty fresh. This is yeah, this is really early. They did start moving north. Oh, they didn't capture this fob right here yet. Now, do you have to actually build the fob, or you just have to bring in supplies? Well, SAM Site Charlie, okay, and this is an airfield, yeah, which needs a resupply. So let's do a resupply, I suppose. Can we spawn one at Harrod? Oh, well, Harrod's not a warehouse, though. It doesn't matter. Nope, we can't. Damn. Hopefully I can actually fly the C-130. That takes a lot of stick, too. There's a warehouse. Okay. Shindand is a warehouse. Let's see if it'll allow us to take... Nope. Can't do it. Where's the nearest friggin... Do we got to come out all the way Kandahar? Oh, they warehouse Checkpoint Alpha. That's interesting. Where's... They have to allow one out of Kandahar, right? Kandahar International. There it is. Okay, so we can do it out of there. But how far is that? That's going to be a hell of a flight, right? And we can't fly right at the place because these are all SAMs out here in the middle, so we have to fly basically over here to Farah. That is 200 miles. And then we go north another 106, so 365 mile flight. I don't know if I want to do that, to be quite honest. I don't know if I want to do a C-130 for the first flight of the night, 365 miles, just to get... We might be better off... Okay, let me just spawn into Herat with nothing on the plane. So I can check the warehouses. Let's just grab a Viper. I'm with you. I'm with you, Shrin. Well, sort of. Alright. Empty it off. Alright. No loadout. A whole bunch of it needs to be a fucking glass parking lot. Okay, Herat has... Herat's loaded. Okay, so... God, I wish we could spawn a C-130 right here. That would solve, like, every problem. Oh, there's a lot of shit here, too. So we just need to bring troops over here to repair the place is what we need to do. So, okay, let's do that. Let's spawn... How far is that? That's probably a long flight, too. 60-mile Chinook. Oh, Chinook. No. Well, we don't have much of a choice. Or, there's one coming in. Nope, they're going the other way. Never mind, they're going the wrong direction. Alright, yeah, let's do it. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, Herot, grab a chinny with fuel. Actually, with fuel this time. Although we don't need fuel. We don't need full fuel. And let's do... We'll bring some warehouses. I'm gonna lower the volume. Oh, I'm gonna pull the radio pins first. Alright, I'm gonna lower the volume just a little bit.
Missile, forward.
Chinook is just too loud.
9 o'clock, searching. Missile, forward. Missile, forward.
Alright, we are looking for... Is it at least numbered somewhat? 10, okay. Koala should be 10, so in the Chinook it's going to be 11 or 12. There it is, 64 miles. That's probably it. Let's select it, and then we'll verify once we start flying. We might have to make a new waypoint. Alright, turn on the countermeasures, open the door. We're just going to bring some troops and some warehouse supplies. I'll be fine, Doc. I can use some of the few DAFC systems that are actually implemented. I'll just use those for the long part of the flight. I can automate it a decent amount. I just don't want to put too much stress on my shoulder. I want to keep flying all week. I don't want to re-damage it. After a friend came over to try to help me to avoid going to the doctor and getting cortisol injections. Okay. Whoops, wrong button. Alright, logistics, let's see, CTLD, manage troops, load troops. We'll just take 2 little squads. That should upgrade and repair a little bit of stuff. And let's grab 2 pallets of bombs and missiles while we're going to be doing it anyway. $47,798. So we're heavy.
Request rearming.
It's gonna be 041. Is that the course? Yeah, 040 is what it states. Get our heading bug set. All right, doors shut. We're loaded up. Make sure force trim is good. Away we go. We got to go over that mountain, don't we? It's Afghanistan, of course. You go down a valley and up over a mountain. That's Afghanistan. Valleys and mountains, valleys and mountains. Get my cyclic force trimmed. We're already overspeeding. What on earth? There we go. Hey Zach, what's going on? Radar, I haven't actually heard the radar warning go off in the Chinook in DCS. I'm not sure if it's implemented. Did they fix the radios yet? Nope. SimPit circuit designs? Nice. Intel was wrong. No. That never happens. Those assholes always know everything and the best way to do it, even though they've never been there. They're simply the best. Everyone just did it wrong. Every time. Oh, I pulled too much. We're slowing down. Went from trying to blade stall to slowing down too much. Alright, I need to pay attention and get my force trim set properly so I'm not going too slow and I'm not over speeding. We were already almost blade stalling when I took off. At our weight, getting 150 knots is pushing it. Alright, here we go. We're speeding up. Gee, I wonder what they grow there. How far over the mountain do we got to go to? There's one range. There's the big range right there. Oh, it's up in there. Okay. So we got to come back down. We got to go over that big peak. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's definitely sugar. You bet. Well, it's some kind of herb. Alright, 145 knots now. See if we can get the force trim set so we're no longer accelerating. That's not bad. 146 and a half. No, it's not new. It's Afghanistan. I just didn't know that Santa had done it. It wasn't on my list. And it's going fine so far. It's not a complete fresh start. Somebody's worked on the map a little bit, but not very much. Most of the meat's over here. From Herat north, and then we'll get started doing some SAM hunting to start, probably. We're gonna have to climb up though here. We got mountains to get over. Do an elevation switch. We need to ease off on that though. There we go, a little bit too much torque. Yeah, I always got to forget that Afghanistan, the MSL is extremely high, so running helicopters up here is pretty rough. You can't just grab your helicopter and throw everything on it. Running Apaches in Afghanistan's rough. Well, they've implemented some more of the AFCS and DAF systems into it. Not all of them, but they have done a little bit of it. So it's smooth. Smoother than it was. When they're done, once they have all of the DAFCS systems in, the passives, the augments, this thing will fly itself. Chinooks are very, very, very easy to fly. You don't even need your pedals once you're going. You can just fly with the cyclic. It's got full DAFCS augmentations on it. They just haven't implemented all of them yet. We're still climbing. The ground's just getting closer because we're going uphill. Everywhere you go up, unless you're in the valley and it's flat, and you're always going uphill in Afghanistan. That's why I'm watching that torque like a hawk. It's real easy to start redlining your torque. Gotta do everything gradually. If you fly Apaches, you'll know what I mean. If you fly on Afghanistan just once, you'll load up your Apache once and then you won't be able to take off. You'll be like, what the fuck? Alright, let's go over the mountain pass right over there to the left. See that little crease in the peak? Plus, you never want to fly directly over an urban area like this, especially Santa likes to, which is very realistic that Santa does this, but he likes to hide a lot of like small arms troops and stuff like that. Technicals all over the place out in the open or in the wilderness, which is very, very realistic. Because then you don't know they're there. There's no intelligence unless somebody flies right over the top of them. You don't know they're there. Or if you send us, you could send a scout over here to really check it out, but. Who are you? Who is that? Oh, that's our AWACS. Okay, that's the AWACS. Yeah, we're running out of climb already. Yeah, he does do that. But like I said, it makes sense. In real life, you wouldn't fly your helicopter right over the top of a unsecured urban area, which in Afghanistan, everything's unsecured. Even the shit that's secured is not secured. The people that you help this day and give a bunch of money to and help out will be shooting at you the next day because some people will show up in their town that night and give them some guns and tell them they have to start killing Americans. Am I gonna make it over this thing? I think so. I can't really, I don't want to add any more thrust. We're still got a little bit of a climb going. We might have to run it on the edge of the red line for the torque at the end here just to make sure we get over the top. Good old Afghanistan. This is why I wanted to use a C-130. It's weird that we can't use any airfield for the C-130 except Fort Kandahar. That kind of pigeonholes you a little bit. What I could do is spawn a C-130 at Kandahar and, well, you know, fly it over to like Herat land, refuel, and then do the last leg, but we'll just do it this way. What are we about? We're about halfway there. We're good. We're about halfway there. Yeah, 33 miles to go. And we're coming over the peak right now. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're having a little bit of trouble now.
1 o'clock, searching. 6 clear. 1 o'clock, searching.
But we made it over the peak. Not by much, but we made it. Now you can't look at this part of the map and go, oh yeah, that looks exactly like Afghanistan. That is like perfect. Whoa, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? start skidding real bad. We can work on that sometime, Trife. I can give you a good rundown on the force trim settings, how to actually utilize them, and how to land the Apache. I can do that. It's pretty easy. The Apache's pretty easy. I mean, if you want to, sometime, like off stream, I could just do a workshop with you where I can actually go through it and explain it in more detail. We can go over the actual science of it. That'll help you understand it better if you don't already know all that. Some night when you've got time, I can just do that like in Discord. Or I can make you a private video, and then you can watch that, and then if you have questions after that, then I can answer the questions directly. Maybe we'll do that when I've got time in the next couple days. I'll make a little private video for you. That's usually the way I do it. I've got a whole YouTube channel that's unpublished, unlisted, of just private videos for people. I just send them the personal link for it. Little private lessons. Okay, yeah, I'll just do that then. Sometime this week I'll make a private video for you, and then when you get back, you can just watch the video, and then whatever questions you have after watching the video, then I can just do that, you know, directly. Alright, we're starting to descend. Let's see, we got 23.5 miles. Yeah, we'll just do a gradual descension. Where does it look like on the map here? Oh yeah, we're coming down. We're chasing that other Chinook. We're way faster than him though. Right now, I don't think so. No, it's just me right now. That's why I'm kind of taking it easy. Figured I'd get this out of the way to get the front line defenses shored up and get the supplies there, and then I'm gonna start, we're gonna do some SEAD out of Kuala. We'll try to take out the SAM site. Once we black out that, then we'll try to capture this FOB, and then we'll start doing some aerial strikes once we get a scout overhead. If I can get all that done tonight. I don't think I'm gonna get all that done tonight. I gotta be smart about my arm. I can't just wreck my arm while it's still recovering. So if it starts hurting really bad, or if it feels like I'm stressing the rotator cuff, then I'll probably call the stream a little early when that happens. Just because I don't want to risk damaging it more. Plus, I can't ask her to come over here and treat my shoulder every like 2 or 3 days. That grace will run out quick. Oh, that looks cool. That's how you know the MSL is extremely high, by the way, when the cloud layer is on the ground and it's not early morning fog. I want to say the MSL is like, what, 7,000? It's really high. It's rough on rotary engines. We'll just say that. It's rough. God, there's just nothing out here. Well, did everybody have a good 4th of July anyway? Fun, blow some shit up. Have a nice barbecue. It's even rough on a dissension.
Porch light flicker on the siding. Moths dancing like they know the tune. Porch light
Yeah, see those little villages down in the valleys, in the crevasses, in between the lands there. That's where you got to be. That's dangerous.
but tonight the world's in
Vehicle searching.
Nothing but little tiny villages all along the river. You got some greenery, you got some water, you got some shade. Well, as long as you had fun. It is right up there. It's got to be right up here in the crossroads, right? Or it's right up there. How far away are we? 10 miles. We're gonna start dropping down a little bit more drastically here. It's got to be. Is this just a FARP I'm going to? Kuala? I think that's a FARP. I don't think there's an airport there. There might be. Alright, we got a good steady dissension. Let me see if I can look here. Okay, no, there is an airfield there right alongside. Okay, it's the big one up here then. It's right up here. Right along the river. I believe it's right here somewhere. Yeah, that's it right there. I see the airfield. I see the runway. Alright, yeah, we'll shoot for that. We'll keep this glide slope right here. What are we doing? Negative 0.8 maybe? Actually, we can probably drop down a little bit quicker. See if we can get down to 1. Without losing our shit too much. There we go. There's about, well, that's almost 2 now. Man, I should have defueled more. Look at all that fuel we got still. I always take too much fuel. I'm a horrible mission planner when it comes to the logistics of it.
2 o'clock searching.
I'm always like, I'd rather have too much fuel. What's up, California? How's you doing tonight? Hopefully you had a good Independence Day. Alright, we're gonna drop it down more and try to slow our forward momentum a little bit. A nice controlled crash. We just need to clear these two humps right here, and then we can settle down into the valley. Which I think my glide slope is going to put us just past these lumps pretty decently, so we should be fine. Just maintain this. Everything's going good so far. This is the first flight I've done on this war, and we're moving a resupply and some bombs to Kala here, and then we're going to start running some SEAD sorties out of here. There's some SAMs out here to the north we got to take care of. But we had to get this done first. The defenses here are pretty much gone, and warehouse is pretty fine, but we'll grab some extra stuff. Yeah, this is full fog of war, full hardcore, full enemies are all aces, full warehousing, full logistics, the whole spiel. So far we got a foothold in the south around Kandahar and to the west and north. We're working on the northern trip right now. The northern west side of Afghanistan. Yeah, that was a good glide slope. That put us right over the airfield. Alright, where's a good spot? Right there. That looks good. We're gonna circle around to that little square patch right there. Well, that's why they need all the weed and poppies. They do enough of them, they forget they're living in a friggin' wasteland. All right, like a boss. That is how we do that. All right, we'll drop off the troops. That'll tear it up and hopefully repair that Roland, and then we'll drop off the warehouse supplies. All right, troops first. Oh, that didn't do that. That's weird. And let's drop off the warehouse supplies. Oh, you probably have to have zone supplies here. Troops are just for capturing and tiering the initial time. We probably needed zone supplies for this. That's alright, the NPCs will drop off zone supplies. That's what those sling loads are. Oh no, it did. It tiered it up. It tiered it up. It didn't repair the Roland though. What's the budget look like? I haven't even looked at any of this stuff yet. Shop budget. Oh, we got plenty of money. So in that case, can we Sam Site Charlie, can we go ahead and I don't have experience yet. I can't do much yet. Sam Site Charlie, we need Charlie. There we go. Let's put a scout over Charlie and see what it looks like. Nothing? I doubt there's nothing there. There's something there. Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't that much money. There's a decimal at the top there. I don't know why it said 7,700 million in change or whatever. 16,000 in credits. That's weird. There's nothing there. I don't believe that for a second. All right, we're gonna have to do close air support on Sam Site Charlie then. If there's no Sams there, give me a second. I'm gonna use the restroom.
Fixed wing, 2 o'clock, searching. Fixed wing, 2 o'clock, searching.
Alright. Why does that sound so loud all of a sudden? So they're still not showing us anything, huh? Let's go ahead and put the other recon up over Maimana. We've got 2, right? Yeah, we've got 2. Okay, so either the fog of war is broken or there's just no enemies anywhere. I don't believe that for a split second. Something's wrong, the scouts aren't working. So I guess let's grab a Viper and an ELINT pod and just fly out here and see if we see any radars. If there's no radars, then we'll be good. Can we spawn a Viper? Yeah, we can spawn a Viper here at Kuala. We don't need much runway to take off, just to land. Let's go Harms, and let's go Harms and some Mavericks, just in case. That way we don't really know what's there. We'll go in blind and use our sensors to scout it. Alright, well, let's do a little planning here before we get started. Seeing as how we're going in completely blind and we don't have any intelligence. Again, very realistic. All of our military intelligence is giving us jack shit. So let's... Okay, we're on the bag. So let's pull a GPS off of Sam, what was it, Charlie? Because I don't think it's numbered. Yeah, it's not numbered. We're gonna have to create it. And we're just gonna use steer point 5. No. Alright, steer point 5. We're gonna alter this. Actually, wait, what is the other one? 11? So let's use 9. We're not gonna go back to 9, so we're gonna utilize it. Alright. North, and we want 3540. We're gonna use decimal minutes because the nav system is older. And 690. Enter. Then we go down 1. We want east, and because it's older, 0 for the placeholder, and then 6348 487. Enter. Elevation feet is 2349. Boom. All right, so that should be that SAM site. There it is. Okay. And we need to take off by back taxiing. Doesn't really matter which way direction we go. We'll just go left. And we'll turn around, take off, and we'll get up on the perch. I wish I knew it was out there, so we're just going to go up a little above like 25,000 feet and level out there. I love our runway. It's just kind of like a makeshift. It's a lay down runway. When you need to put a runway somewhere in the middle of nowhere for your military operations, runway by Lego. Yeah, we'll get up in the air. We'll let the ELANT pod see what it sees. If it doesn't see anything, we'll go ahead and we will slew our targeting pod over there to that waypoint and have a look around and see if we see anything. There's obviously something there, or it wouldn't be red. I don't know why the scouts are seeing nothing, which either means it's troops, because the scouts won't see troops. They'll just see like vehicles and stuff. They're not going to see troops walking around down there. So if there's a bunch of troops there, then that makes sense, but something has to be there, or it wouldn't be red anymore. It would be blacked out. Or a building. Yeah, it could be a building. Buildings won't show up on a scout either. You gotta have separate intelligence to know if a building's there. So we'll just have a look. If there's nothing there, I don't know, we'll move on to... Yeah, Afghanistan's big. It's not as big as Kola, but yeah, it's 100 gigs. They are working on that right now, actually. Bringing the map. They're trying to optimize and lower the DAT files on the maps, which they should. That's what compression is for. Games used to do that back in the day before they said, fuck it, everyone's got bigger computers now, so we're just going to not optimize anything and we're not going to compress anything. Everything's 1 terabyte. And it all runs like shit. We are EA Games. Or Bethesda, or any one of the big companies that screws everything up because they won't optimize anything anymore. Alright, here we go. This will be fun to land on. I don't even know if I can land on it, to be honest. I'd have to see how long it is. I think I can. It looks like it's about a mile long. That's all I need. Alright, we're going full blower. Rotating. Airborne. That point's right below us. So there it is. Oh, we got enemy air. We got some enemy jets up in the air. Our AWACS doesn't see shit right now. So I've got them on data link, but our AWACS map's not giving us nothing. All right, let's. Well, they're up high. They're not a helicopter. Those are jets. Not sure what kind of jets they are. Keep an eye on them. Let's go to TWS 2 bar. They were at 28,000 feet. I got 2 friendlies. Okay, I got one of them. Okay, I got a passive TWS track on both of them. I'm ready to kill them both. Alright, we're gonna hit the blower really quick to get these 2 shots off. Oh. Did our... Oh, never mind. I don't have to kill them. Our Eagles are getting them. Oh, are you in the JTAC slot? Looks like our Eagles are killing them right now. Yeah, he must be going down. I don't know why my AWACS is giving me no actual data on the situational map. But at least I can see him on my actual data link. I think the Eagles have got it. Yeah, we're gonna switch back over here to air to ground. Oh, let me get rid of my bag actually really quick. That bag is cashed in. Okay, what do you know? There is stuff there. Oh god, there's a fucking Panseer. Hold on, we gotta shoot right now. Come on, give me Mach 1. I'm not gonna get Mach 1. These are gonna be lazy shots. I don't have a choice. Oh, we're gonna get the shot off. Never mind. Mach 1, Magnum 1. We're gonna hit it again. Mach 1, Magnum 2. Defensive.
Tap flare, tap flare. Tap flare, tap flare.
Panseer's on me. There we go. They're coming in. I'm gonna pull up now and hopefully hold the lock. I don't want that Panseer to shut his radar off. Why is our scouts not giving us any of this? Shit. Yeah, they shot it down. Stupid Panseer. Why is our scouts not giving us any of this information? I'm gonna have to ask Santa about that. The map appears to be broken. We're not getting any of our intelligence assets information at all. We gotta go rearm and come back, because Panzer's gonna take a little bit more work. Now that I know that's there, though, I can do a high velo, high angle shot and kill it for sure, but not with a Maverick. Alright, so let's go back to steer point 10. We're gonna go land. Whoops. That's nice. Clouds are right over the runway. Can't see the shit. I should have pulled a magnetic and set the HSI. We'll just get down here and have a look. This is going to be interesting, though. We're kind of heavy now. Oh, do we got a Vic? We don't have a Vic. We're Vicless right now. So we're gonna grab 4 harms and get back up. Oh, we need a new, accidentally messed up the altitude of that waypoint, so let's just grab a fresh one. 2,346. $2,346. That'll be fine. Hello, Pro Time Gunner. How are you doing? This is Digital Combat Simulator, DCS. So it's a full fidelity, almost completely one-to-one simulation of the actual aircraft and their actual systems, the ones that are declassified. And this is the civilian version of the military training program, which is why the flight models are so good. Okay, boards out. We're just gonna go for a landing here. We're gonna make it work. We're a little heavy and the runway's a little small. We're just gonna go for it. Worst thing that can happen is we blow up.
Altitude. Altitude.
Alright, gear coming down. We're just gonna have to really time it. God, that looks so short. I wonder if I should drop the hook. Oh, they don't have a cable. They don't have an emergency cable, I doubt, here, so the hook's not gonna matter. It might slow us down a little bit. What's up, Vic? Gonna scoot over the top of this mountain like a boss. Alright, here we go. We gotta shoot this one real precise. Alright, on speed, on time. God, we're so heavy. I should have dumped my Mavericks. Like a boss. Hell yes. Was anybody else puckering just a little bit? It's a makeshift runway. Artificially created. It's a laydown. Built for purpose. Okay, let's get rid of these Mavericks and we're gonna load up all harms now. We're gonna go back and kill this Panseer. Now that we know it's a Panseer. Alright guys, give me some harms. Give me a fresh bag. Give me all the fuel. We're going up to Angels 30 for this shot. Oh, yeah, we're going. We're definitely going to deliver some packages for this shot.
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy.
Well, landing is definitely an art form. Pro time. I've been flying for, oh gosh, I don't know, 30 something years, so it takes a lot of time and practice to get really good with flight, but that's also why you have to, just to hold your pilot's license, you have to retrain and retest every so often just to stay up to date on everything.
Refueling complete.
So don't feel bad, it takes time. Ooh, let's bring the boards in before I forget. Well, you can watch it on, I put up the VODs the next day of all the streams, so you can go to the YouTube channel and watch VODs and tutorials and all that, or on Twitch is where the stream is full screen, full resolution. Unfortunately, I can't stream to both of them at the same time in full resolution right now.
Rearming complete.
Alright, 4 harms. Make sure our fuel's good. Fuel's good. We got a bag. Let's make sure our stores are reset. Cycle the master. 120s, 4AG. Yep, we're good. We're ready to go. Alright, that's all good. That's all good. Parking brake off. Alright, let's go. We got a Panseer to kill. We're just gonna hit the blower and go off of our awesome airport here in Afghanistan's ass crack. Alright, mill power. We'll hit
10.6.
We'll hit the blower at about 80 knots or so. Actually, we better hit it now. Here we go. Blower off, or on. NSW off. Or NWS off, sorry. Rotating.
Altitude. Altitude.
This is an F-16C model, Block 50. So it's basically the Rolls-Royce of Vipers. You can always tell by the bubble canopy, you got all that vision, and the flight stick being electronic and on the right-hand side. The A10 stick that's on the right-hand side. Alright, master arm on. Let's warm up the harms. Alright, power on. Alright, we gotta head up to 30,000 feet to pull this shot off. We gotta do it quick too, because we are actually a little too close to this place. I should have taken off heading south so I could have climbed up before I got nose on. Oh, shoot. Alright, 32,000 feet. We went a little too high. Had to check my SRS radio really quick. It was... Alright, what's our speed? Mach 0.72. So we're going to need Mach 1 to shoot these shots. First off, we got to get close enough that he turns his radar on. What's our fuel looking like? Ah, we've still got fuel. All right, I'm gonna hit the blower now and get going. He'll turn his radar on when I get a little bit closer, because he wants to kill us. Alright, Mr. Panseer, whenever you're ready. Oh, we got a fulcrum or a flanker up in the air. One or the other. Same radar. It's a 29 radar. Okay, there's the Panseer. The Panseer is on. Got him. And triangulate. Nope, I don't need to triangulate. We've got a full track on him already. Mach 1. Magnum 1. Mach 1, Magnum 2. Again, Mach 3, or Mach 1, Magnum 3. We're going to give him the last one on a little bit more of a delay and a little bit faster. There's Mach 1, 1. Magnum.
Tap flare, tap flare, tap flare, tap flare, tap flare, tap flare.
All right, buddy.
Caution.
Catch those. So these missiles are moving really fast now, and they're coming at a harder angle, so hopefully the Panseer can't shoot them down so easily, because they're moving so fast and the angle's high enough that the Panseer will have trouble getting a solid track on them to shoot them. Like before, the other harms were already dead by now. These ones have gotten through because of those parameters. Ah, they got one at one. Come on, baby. Oh, we got him. We got him. Dead Panseer. Dead Panseer. Hell yes. Alright, we're in business now. I told you I'd get that Panseer. Alright, we're gonna switch over to Cat 1. The biggest donation I've ever gotten? I don't know. The biggest donation I've ever gotten wasn't money, it was equipment. So when I first got started, a supporter came along. I was doing aviation instruction on Twitch with using just an old computer and my mouse and keyboard and trying to help people learn how to fly. And somebody came along that had money and stuff and built this rig for me, or they bought me all the parts to build this rig that I'm flying on right now. So that was probably, I don't want to say exactly how much it was. It was thousands of dollars to build this PC. That's the most I've ever gotten. That happened about a year and a half ago. It was awesome. It was amazing. And I've been doing it ever since. Alright, hey, we actually have information on our ELINT pod now. I think the biggest cash donation I've ever gotten was also for some equipment, but I got a cash donation of $300 to help me replace part of my broken hostess. And that was actually not that long ago, so I haven't ordered that new hostess piece yet. My docile tones. You know I sound sexy. How you doing, Grim? My first hostess was also donated to me. My original Thrustmaster Warthog was an older model, and it was just a supporter just mailed it to me. They found out I was on a mouse and keyboard, and they liked watching the stream and the aviation and all that, and they just sent me the hostess. And it lasted about a year before it started going out. Oh gosh, has it got you sleeping that much? Alright, we gotta lose some weight. Well, it'll be easier to land this time because we don't have friggin' 6 Mavericks on the pylons. This will be a piece of cake compared to the last one. Yeah, well, the more you're not moving. Are you retaining water everywhere yet? Just in the lower extremities. Hopefully your doctors can help you out with that. Hey, everybody's got to drop a load. All right, there it is. Board's out. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. I know there's stuff that they can give people to help with all that, but there's also if you've got so many different conditions, they can't just give you stuff. Hopefully they can work something out. Especially that it will help you not have to sleep so much. They need to do something to give you some energy, because if your body gets in that rut where you're just sleeping all the time, you know, shit's gonna go downhill from there. I'm using the same waypoint and it has shifted off the runway. Isn't that interesting? Something's buggy about this map right now. I'm gonna have to talk to Santa about it. Waypoints are moving themselves. And the AWACS map is not showing any intelligence and our scouts see nothing. Oh, over on Microsoft? I still don't have a copy of that. They didn't do a patch or anything lately, did they? Not for a little bit. Yeah, look at that waypoint. It was on the runway. I'm still in the same plane with the same waypoint. Now it's way over there. Something's off. Something is acting very funky. Gear down. We're gonna land on this friggin' road.
Warning, 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 warning.
Yeah, Betty, shut up. Daddy's thinking. Daddy's planning his glide slope here. You gotta get off my butt. We're gonna have to scoot the mountain again. Just skirt it. Alright, on speed. Oh yeah, this will be easier this time. I'm not near as heavy. I had to pull 180 knots to bring up the vector on that last landing. Alright, on speed, on time. Yeah, that's cool. Have you seen the, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have a competition of, they would have those big-wheeled, flat-wing, bush-style planes that are just made for landing at the slowest speeds possible, where they just flop them down on the ground to see how, you know, if they can land with only rolling forward, like, you know, 8 feet and shit like that. They used to do a competition for that a long time ago. I don't know if they still do. But those things were cool to see. They would basically almost pop a hover right before they hit the ground and just flop it. See if they can come to a complete stop quicker than anybody else. It's basically like a modified lightweight bush plane. Those things are cool. I always wanted to try that, but I never, you know, got an opportunity like that, but I always thought that was a cool little competition. Those planes were really neat. Talk about a safe landing. You could land that in my front yard. Ooh, am I gonna aero brake? Oh, let's do an aero brake on the road. Yeah.
Intel received.
Okay, we need to slow down though. That was a good aero brake though. Welcome back. Welcome back, both of you. Is that the name of those planes? A Zenith CH-750? A highly modified version of that? Those things were really cool. They're like super lightweight. They're just basically just a motor and a prop. Everything else gutted out of it completely. I've seen those guys. God, I'd love to see the record, but the record's got to be dead stop on landing almost. Like 2 feet or something like that. Did I get the Panseer? Did you seriously ask me that? Come on now. Of course I got that Panseer. That Panseer's way dead. Yeah, I got him. He shot down the first 2 shots, and the last 2 that came in at faster and at the higher angle got him dead to rights. As it always does. Alright, I guess let's grab... Oh, how long is this runway? One mile. I wonder if I can get an A10 up here. I guess there's one way to find out. I've been in a Piper. I was in a Piper learning how to, you know, when I was just a kid learning to fly, I was in a Piper. I couldn't tell you what number it was, the actual model number, but it was a Piper. Good little trainer. Oh, I can't take a full load out. I'll never get off the runway probably, but let's see. I wonder if I should just not take any heaters to save the weight. That's probably not smart. Let's take a normal load out and then we'll remove some of the stuff to save some weight. We're gonna bring Mavericks. We have to bring the Mavericks. And then to save the weight, maybe just some rockets? We'll just do some Predator rockets and leave the rest of the pylons blank. We're not going to bring any bombs. We'll bring, you know, the GAU 8 gun, and the Mavericks will be what we're going to use for the most part. Because it's going to be hard to get off this runway. Not going to lie, this is risky. Call up Amazon and order you one, Grim.
Nice.
Maybe I'll get healthy enough, I'll go up there and fly you around in it if you buy one. Oh god, no, I can't do that actually. I'd have to get re-licensed. Which would be a nightmare. You'll have to get someone else to fly you around. They're not going to let me fly ever again, so it doesn't really matter. Well, I could. From a private airfield. And if everyone shuts up. Alright, let's set up the data link. And broadcasting. We're going to have to go ahead and create a custom mission waypoint as well, just to make sure we don't have to dick around with that while we're in the air. The tree thing is only in DCS. I've never died by hitting a tree in real life, so we're good there. Believe it or not, I've never died from anything in real life except for surgeries and my conditions. I've died twice to those. But luckily for only like a minute. And then it just didn't stick. I love how I have this drone up and there's just nothing there. I'm definitely going to have to ask, I mean, this might be the way it was meant to be. Maybe that he made it super hardcore to where you can't even gather intelligence, but I doubt it. I think there's something wrong. Especially because my waypoints moved around on their own. That's not a thing that would happen. I mean, you can have deterioration in your like CDU or your CNI and all that, but not that fast. Alright, MSN 028. We're gonna rename this to we'll just call this Sam C for Sam Charlie. Alright, and then we want 3440. 3540. Hold on, I gotta lock my head tracking. There we go. Alright, 3540. 679 north. Easterling, we got 06348 490. And that's it. Super simple. The Airbus 340-600. No, you're much better than me, Grim. I can't fly those big things very well. It would take me time and practice. That and standard airfield procedure I can't stand even in real life. Alright. Flaps to half. Let's back taxi. Where's this? Oh, there it is. Been an eagle just sitting here for a while. Oh, he looks messed up. Yeah, he's messed up. Yeah. ICAO procedure, plating. You know, all the aerodrome stuff is always a little bit of a pain. It's actually not that big of a deal, but like in real life, different airfields will have different procedures on certain things too, which can be kind of a pain in the ass. Especially if you're just flying somewhere else and you're not used to being there. And sometimes the plates don't have correct information anymore because they updated all of their information on the plate, like, you know, where your hold off distance is, where you're supposed to circle, where your initial is to enter the pattern and all that stuff, and they change it and then they don't update the actual plate unless you're local. Weird shit like that. It's just always weird. Although I imagine it's not that bad anymore, because even back then they were slowly upgrading everything to where it was all digital. Because now if you have a good plane, you know, it's all digital. You adjust your flight plan on the fly in the computer right there in front of you. You can bring up the information in real time right in front of you. So you no longer have a paper plate or a paper aerodrome chart. You've got it right there on your system. So this day and age is probably way easier. Before you had to have a fucking satchel, you know, with all the paperwork and all the information you gathered from the planning of the flight that you did days before. You got all your shit printed out, and again you print out stuff, and then you find out once you're in the air and you're there, you're like blah blah blah. You know, I'm coming in on initial 312 for runway this that. I'm in the holding pattern. They go, oh, that's wrong. You're in the wrong spot. All right, here we go. We need 150 knots to try to yank this thing off the runway. We're gonna have to yank it pretty hard probably, so we're past the halfway point right now and we're at 110 knots. I think we'll make it. I think we'll make it. Oh shit, I think we're gonna make it. All right, rotating. Oh, come on, baby. Okay, we got it. Yeah, see, if I put bombs on here, we weren't gonna make it. Yeah, that's good you're learning all that stuff though, Graham, because I'll guarantee you a lot of pilots that are new today, this day and age, that are younger, that are learning right now, probably don't even know that stuff because it's all digital now. I'm sure they still have to get tested by it, but from what I've heard, they've gotten there's a lot of like lax going on in a lot of those procedures, which is scary because even if there is a lot of digital stuff now that makes everything easier, you should still have to learn it the old way and learn all that information for when the digital don't work, which is gonna happen. I think there's been a lot of trouble in the real world lately with stuff like that, where these pilots don't actually know how to handle their aircraft. They know how to fly by wire, they don't know how to fly. Alright, we're silent. I don't know where the ad cut me off, but what I was saying was it's good that you're learning what you're doing now, because a lot of people this day and age don't... They've gotten, from what I've been told, they've gotten pretty lax on a lot of the procedures and all this stuff. Even on the check rides and stuff, people are sliding on a lot more stuff now than they used to, which is sad, and it's going to get a lot of people killed eventually, if it already has a little bit. Even though there's all the digital stuff that makes everything easier, they should all learn how to do it from aerodrome charts and from plates, and learn how to do it all by hand and learn how to fly by hand before they even get into all the digital stuff. Because there's too many people that are flying this day and age that don't know how to fly. They know how to use their DAFCS controls, their fly-by-wire stuff. They know how to do what the computer tells them to do, but they don't actually know how to just fly. Like, you couldn't just turn off all their computers and say, land on that airfield right there. A lot of them can't do it. And that's bad. Hopefully they're starting... I know they're starting to correct a lot of that stuff right now, but there's been an insidious seepage of people not actually learning everything properly for a while now in aviation, and people are dying from it. Alright, Mavericks will be hot in a minute. Well, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Mavericks will be hot. We got to get over this ridge before we can see the AO. Yeah, if I was learning how to fly right now from scratch, I would make sure that I found a teacher that's going to actually teach aviation, not the procedures of using all the newest tools, because those are two completely different things. Like, if somebody just knows how to fly a Hornet and they learned how to fly the Hornet and they didn't learn anything about actual aviation, just how to fly the Hornet, that person would not be able to just jump in a plane and fly it. Hopefully they could, but there's a real chance that they wouldn't really be able to do it. They wouldn't be able to look at their maps and get a coordinate and set up their instruments to fly there, and they just wouldn't know how to do it. Everything's all done by beacons, and your systems and your jets and your airplanes are, you know, you can just tune into the right frequencies and it'll give you the information you need, which is great, but they should learn to do it the old way before that. That way, when systems don't work right, which is going to happen a lot, it's going to happen, that they don't freak out and they can handle the situation. Oh no. I'm getting jumped by an invisible plane. Yeah, see, even with our AWACS up in the air, it's not showing anything. There's no units anywhere on this map. Something is wrong. Alright, I'm gonna leave a chaff ball or two. I'm hoping my F-15s will take care of it. I've got an F-15 right in front of me. It's either a flanker or a fulcrum to the northeast, coming out of my mana. Oh, great. Now there's an SA-6 over here. I didn't see that on the ELANT pod. Let's see what we see. Hey, look, there's nothing here. That's an SA-6. Shit. I gotta come back with harms again. Damn it. There's a Strela right there. See that? That's a Strela. SA-13 or 9. I think that's a 13. That's the Panseer. It's dead. I killed it. And then they got some BRTs and BMDs and an SA-6. That SA-6 is shooting. This is going to make it really hard to, with zero military intelligence, we're just going to make it really hard to do this. Now, they still got missiles on the racks. How far away are we? 26 miles. There's the radar right there. That's the command center track radar right there. Hopefully they run out of missiles, but I doubt it. That looks like it's empty. That one looks like it's got a missile. We're just going to fly forward, and if they don't lock me and shoot at me, I'm going to kill them. Oh, they're moving. They're hauling butt. Alright, marking and broadcasting. We're going to set up like we're going to get a shot off, but if they start shooting at me, I just gotta head home. There's still missiles on some of those launchers. Oh, good hit. Somebody hit him. Is that Shrin? Shrin, are you shooting some harms for me? 19 miles. Thank you very much, sir. It looks like you killed the radar, so I'm going to move in and start killing some armor. Where's that Strela? Those are technicals. That's the Panseer. There's the Strela. Okay, I'm going to shoot at that Strela first now. It looks like you killed the radar. Alright, I'm rolling in on my first attack run. I'm going to get a bunch of Mavericks off and I'll come in and try to clean everything up with Predator rockets and the gun. Alright, slaving. Nope, SA-6 is still alive. Yep, he's still alive. Shit, come on, come on, come on. Remarking on the SA-6 radar, and we are re-slaved onto the radar. Pre-chaffing and pre-flare. I don't know why I'm flaring, that's not going to do anything. Leaving some chaff behind me so when I dive it'll go after the chaff, hopefully. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 11 and a half miles. I might get a shot off here. If I get the shot off, the radar's dead. Zooming out. Watch for smoke. Got him. Rifle. There's the Strela right there. Give me the Strela. Got it. Okay.
Warning, autopilot.
SA-6s are airborne. Chaffing. And driving them into the ground.
Pull up, pull up.
Resetting the gimbal on the Maverick. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I think I got it. Yep, I think I'm good. Say goodbye to your track radar. I was trying to run away right now. Alright, we're good. We're in business now. There you go, we took out an SA-6 with a friggin' A-10. That doesn't happen very often. Alright, we need to get back up in the air, and I should have got the Strela too. We'll look for the Strela first and make sure it's dead, seeing how nothing's working on the server, so I have no idea if I got it. We'll use our targeting pod to spot it. God. The altitude is so rough. Ascending without a jet engine. Well, we have a jet engine, but like a big jet engine, not a small half a turboprop. Or turbofan. Okay, we got the Strela. Strela's dead. Alright, let's just move in. How many Mavericks do we got left? 2. Let's get our Mavericks off. We'll, oh, great. We gotta get above the cloud. We'll look for some, see if there's any armor, like heavy armor, that's going to require a Maverick, like a T-55 or 72 or 90. We can't really kill those with a 30 mil. Now, in reality, we should be able to penetrate like T-55s and 72s. Even 90s with some GAU 8, it would just take a little bit. But in DCS, they're kind of not really able to do that. Oh, they're all driving away again. What is that? That's the dead Panseer. That's the SAM remnants. That's technical. Okay, we should do this. We should kill the technicals. We can get that with... We can use Predator rockets on those, though. Is there any heavy armor? Technicals... They might not have any heavy armor. Doesn't look like they have any heavy armor, so... Okay, let's just hit the technicals. We'll kill, we'll kill these two, and maybe when we kill this one, the splash damage from the large Maverick warhead will get both of them. That's possible. Alright, let's roll in. Nope, I don't want a point track. What is that? Aw, we got another jet on my ass. Of course we do. Alright, slaving the Maverick. Come on, baby. Give me a good contrast lock. Why is it not working? That's interesting. Got it. Rifle. Rifle? Okay.
Warning, autopilot.
Yeah, I don't like this either. I like having a little bit of intelligence. I don't mind fog of war, but if we have an actual scout up, you know, we should get information from that scout. You don't launch military operations completely blind. This ain't Viet friggin' Nam. I'm making do. I'm not dead. I'm killing their stuff, but it's definitely a bit of a slog when we have zero information, even though I've got a scout overhead looking at the area. Is that what it is, a fulcrum? Air-to-air master mode on. Alright, funnel set. I don't... Ah, shit. Ah, damn it. I forgot to go to manual. I see him.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
Gosh darn it. Yeah, this no intelligence thing is kind of rough. How much stuff did I kill though? I got some of it. Is that why nobody's on this server right now? Did everyone leave because there's something going on? Yeah, like right now, this scout should be up giving me information down there, but there's nothing. Yeah, I got some. Okay, I did get the technicals I was trying to kill. Did I get all of them? No, one of them drove off. Yeah, one of them drove off somewhere. Was I right about the Strela? Yep, that was a Strela. Panseer, there's the Panseer I killed. I got the SA-6 radar. Hey, Game Hatch, how's it going, buddy? We got a lot of work done. I mean, this place is basically neutered now. I should be able to get in here and kill everything, but not if I get jumped by invisible fulcrums. I don't know where that other... There's a group that took off of technicals that drove off into the desert somewhere. They're out here hiding somewhere. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this map. I'll get a hold of Santa tomorrow maybe and see what's up. I'm assuming this is not working as intended though. Actually, Santa's not in town right now. He's out of town, I believe. He told me something. I forgot. I don't think he's around though for a few more days. Because he said something about wanting to talk to me when he gets back or something. Well, let's hit it again though. We've got them on the ropes. As long as that jet leaves me alone. Maybe we'll broach it. Do a broach from a distance. Do 4 CBEs and 4 broaches. Just to kill some more stuff. Alright, let's put the, whoops. The CEBs on the outer pylons and the broaches on the inner. That way I know which is which. Oh, that only gives me 1 AMRAM though. You know what? Well, as long as we hit with that 1 AMRAM, we'll be good. Or we can go mix match. We can only take 2 broaches and then put double AMRAMs on the other side. Just do a mismatch. We'll just trim it a little extra when we take off. If we take off. That'll be the other thing, is getting this fat girl in the air on this wonky runway. That'll give us 4 CEBs and 2 broaches. We'll just try to kill some more of their stuff. I'll put the CEBs all over the SA-6 area and then just kill a couple other things with the broaches. Turn on the data link, but I don't know why if it's not going to feed me any information. The only thing I've got is the RWR, probably. Which is not a good way to fly. I don't know. I just noticed stuff tonight going on for sure. I didn't notice anything like that before, but I've been gone for a few days because of the Independence Day stuff I had to do. I didn't think there was a patch or anything though, so I'm not sure. Alright, let's use Mark 9. Alright, north. 3540. 3540, 39. east. 63, 48, 36. Elevation feet, we want 2337. Alright. It's alright, we can broach everything from almost when we take off. Okay, there's the fulcrum right there. EWRS. Fulcrum, Bras 045, 40 miles, Angels 28. So he's up high, he's on cap, 40 miles out. So I'm gonna actually taxi and take off going north to south. So then we can take off and turn around, get a little altitude before we turn back in towards him. We'll just have to use our superior radar here to lock him up from a distance, and we'll fling AMRAAM at him so we don't get close. Yeah, I brought 3 AMRAAMs instead of bringing full air-to-ground loadout, just in case I've got to decaffeinate a fulcrum.
Request takeoff.
Fulcrum 35 miles. He's getting closer. Do we have a SAM coverage here at this airfield? We do have a Hawk. Okay, we have a Hawk, and we did have a SHORAD. It's all blown up now, though. We need a new SHORAD. Maybe I can do that. When all else fails, I can build a Hawk system or a SAMs over here somewhere. What time is it? I've already been flying for 2.5 hours. That's not bad. To be honest, I thought my shoulder would be blowing out a little quicker than it is. I mean, it's sore as shit, but it's not like sharp pains yet, which is what I got to worry about. Sore's fine. All right, I'm gonna turn around and hit the blower and go. I might not get up. I'm not gonna lie. This might not work out. I am very heavy. All right, here we go. Full blower. Come on, baby. Gear coming up. Okay, I got control. I gotta trim out that. I forgot to trim. I should have reset my. Oh no, it should have already been set. That's weird. It didn't. Okay, I'm trimmed out a little bit. It's not gonna be perfect. Fulcrum 055, 40 miles, coming around. Looks like he's heading back home. Yeah, something's going on with the INSs and the CDUs and all that stuff right now. Now, when you're flying and you have your GPS and your INS is all aligned and set and you're flying, that's fine, and it will deteriorate over time, but you could do in-flight degradation and so on and so forth to combat that, but it doesn't happen in minutes. So my waypoint sliding that far off from where it was just 10 minutes ago is there's something going on with DCS right now. Okay, I've got the bandit. He is jamming. So I am also jamming. You can tell he's jamming, by the way, because I've got him locked and he's 99.9 miles away because he's running a jammer. There we go. We burnt through his jammer. He's 32 miles. Oh, now he's jamming again. Oh gosh darn it. I hate hot starts. I don't need all the collision lights and strobes on. IFF dirty. Firing one. Fox 3. This is just to scare him. Or it might shoot him in the face too. 18 miles, 17 and a half miles. Solid shot. Fox 3. He's defensive. Boy, he's crazy. I hit him. I got him twice. All my shots hit him. Okay, he's way dead. Turning into my AO. Oh shit. You're kidding me. What did he hit me with? There's no way. I got no idea what hit me. An R-73? Bullshit. He fired that R-73 from like 14 miles away. There's no friggin' way. That's redonkulous. Front aspect 14 miles away. Not a chance. All right. Whoops. Well, that's weird. We're gonna set up a few donors here with, and we're gonna set up our data link, and we're gonna grab some donors from friendly aircraft that are up in the air, and hopefully I can get more information off the Link 16, seeing how nothing else works. That should help me get a little bit more situational awareness. Should. I honestly don't think it's going to, though. But that's the best I can do. Then if their radar sees something, I'll see it. Alright, mark point 9, data. Create that GPS one more time. Alright. Mark 9, UFC, position north. 354036. 354036. 354036. East 6348. And 30. Elevation feet is 2344. There we go. Verify. Got it. All right, we are good to go. The real question is when is the BU gonna launch for everybody that doesn't kiss asses? I'm jonesing for that thing though. I can't wait to start relearning all the Tomcat in closer to a D, which is what I really wanted to fly. I know we're not going to get the D, but this will be close. Frogfoot in the air, 45 miles out. Cold, it's flying away. It's coming from Maimana again, though. So they're launching all these jets from Maimana. So tomorrow, when we start pushing farther up north, we'll have to bomb out the runway at Maimana like immediately. We'll broach it from a distance just so, well, there's probably a Panseer there. I know Santa and his map designer love Panseers. So we'll probably have to kill the Panseer and then we can shack out the runway. And then we'll have 60 minutes. Could actually do it now if the air was clear enough. I can launch a broach from like 35-40 miles out. Right now I just want to see if I can black this thing out before my shoulder's done, which we are coming up towards that. I don't want to stress this thing too much. Although I wonder if before I'm done for the night I should go to my private server and try to cold start and take off the Warbird again. Just to see, you know, just to keep that practice going. I really need lots of practice with those Warbirds. Alright, here we go. Alright, you fat girl. You need to be off the ground ASAP, like now would be good. Before the bump! Oh, we're over the bump. Damn it, there it goes. Hit the bump again. Alright, gear up. And I've got the controls. Alright. That bump sucks. Alright, Mark 9 and designate. What is that? Is that the Frogfoot? Did you get any shots off, Shrin? Did you get your Mavericks off on some of the stuff down there? What is this? Oh, we got an unknown at 29,000 feet. It's not the frog. The frog's at 16,000 feet. I'm not sure what that is. There's something up there. It's probably another fulcrum. Create a waypoint and then turn your Mavericks on pre-briefed, and that'll put your targeting pod on your waypoint that you create if you're having trouble. Which actually, if you stick around, we can go over that really quick if you want me to before I'm done. Alright, we got the CEBs loaded up first. Let's get some altitude. Let's get ready to drop our bag when we're ready for that. Alright, FLIR on. Is that what it is? It's two fulcrums that were up there at Angels 28. I see the frog foot, but there was something else out here at like Angels 28. I don't see it now. Here they are. I got them on the data link.
Descending bandit at bullseye 333 for 250.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of my CEBs like right now. Okay, I got a shooting solution and I'm in range. Just getting lined out. What is that? That's the Predator drone.
Passing waypoint 3 at 19,000.
Alright, getting my shots off. Pickle 1. Again. Again. And again. Okay, my clusters are away. Switching to broaches. That's the Panseer, that's already dead. Alright, broaches are all away. Alright, where'd that frog foot go? Did you guys already got the frog? 0455 miles. He's right in front of me. Angels 13, is that him? No, that's a big something. Frog down? Okay, I gotcha. Shit, I didn't see my other EWRS. I got an enemy helicopter right here down below me. I didn't get a good look though. I'm worried about these fulcrums. Shit, I've only got one missile. Fulcrums are at 18 miles. I got one of the fulcrums. I'm gonna shoot and scoot. Fox 3. Alright, burning out. Dumping the bag. I held that lock for a while. He's down. I don't know about the other one though. I only had one missile. I used it.
Altitude.
I got one of them.
Altitude.
Or somebody got him. I shot a shot at him. Yeah. I got some kills on the ground too. My clusters went off and my broaches went off. What is that? Oh, that's F-16. That's probably Shrin. I see the other MiG-29 over here. I lost him. Nope, got him again. Problem is all I got's a heater left, so this is stupid. I should just go home. Okay, he's cutting the grass and he's not coming towards me, so I think I'm okay. We did good damage. Let's see, killed another Strela, killed 2 SA-6 launchers, killed a Uriel. I can't scroll farther than that right now. We got some kills. We hit them with the bombs. There's still stuff there, though. It'd be nice if we could actually figure out what was all there. You know, we have a scout flying overhead. It's weird that we wouldn't give the scout a camera. That's just strange. Oh god, I wonder if I can land a Hornet on this tiny little thing that looks like a runway. I think I'll be okay. Stow the radar, stow the FLIR. I should probably shoot, except I don't know if the waypoint's going to be correct. So I could set up the, well, what's the magnetic? Let's have a look. We'll pull a true magnetic at 216. Enter. That should be our runway. But if the waypoint's off, then it won't be the runway. But it'll be close. We'll use that as a generic reference. We got rid of everything, right? Yeah. How much fuel do we got? Probably a lot. Yeah, let's dump fuel. We need to be very light for this. Big fat Hornet's not going to want to slow down. On the ground. It slows down in the sky just fine. It's when you're on the ground. Do you know how to use your steer point interface on your UFC to create a waypoint with GPS coordinates yet, Shrin? Okay, the waypoint's way off, so... Wait. No, it's not. No, that's right on the runway. Okay, we're good. We can use our line for the runway. Gear coming down. Flaps full.
Alright.
Get through the Hornet bounce here and we'll be good to go. Alright. On speed. We'll just keep dumping fuel until we get really close. Yeah, we've got so much fuel.
Altitude.
Hornets need all that fuel though, because you have to fly around and burn her like 80% of the friggin' time. Alright, on speed, on time. Got a good lineup, got a good slope. Shouldn't be a problem. Oh, we're a little off. Ow, I should have trimmed this. This is actually hurting the shoulder quite a bit. Holding. We're on speed, but I'm just doing it by hand. I'm not trimmed at all.
I can't type right now, but to answer your question, yes, I do know how to use steer points.
Okay. If you want, when I land, because I'm getting ready to be done, I can jump into my private server and show you how to set up your Mavericks really fast to use a steer point.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Sure. Alright, let's drop down a little bit lower now that we're over the mountain, or the ridge.
Fulcrum should be spinning.
Alright, fuel dump is off.
Now I just gotta get home on 2000.
Oh, easily. You're fine.
Chased him all the way to his airfield.
Just get some altitude, and then you can basically run below mill power all the way home. Higher the altitude, the least amount of fuel you'll burn per hour, so you should be able to go pretty far.
Right.
Oh, it's just my practice map. That's my private server. I don't have a bunch of third-party scripting running on it, so I can test things out as Eagle Dynamics has it programmed without anything interfering or causing bugs. So that when I say private server, that's what I'm talking about. My personal practice map. See, we landed. We had room to spare, and I did.
My F-16 landings are a lot prettier than my F-14s.
Really? The F-14 is super easy to land.
You've seen my F-14 landings.
You flop it, right?
I slammed that fucker down.
Yeah, it's a Navy thing. You shouldn't, though. The Tomcat's one of the easiest things to actually land.
It retains so much energy, though, too.
Yeah, but that's why you just... I mean, it's a Navy plane. Get on speed. Make sure your glide slope is... Near the end, your glide slope should be flattened out to like 3 degrees. And then just fly it into the ground.
I tend to alarm dart it now.
Usually what unseasoned pilots, I guess would be the term, or people that are still learning, what people tend to do, especially once they learn what on speed is and don't try to do it with air speed because they confuse the two, people that are learning on speed tend to come in higher than they should, which causes them to have a very steep glide slope, and they don't realize that that's what they're doing because they're on speed, so they think that everything's fine, but they don't realize on speed is just the configuration, not the angle of descent. And that causes people to flop.
That's fair. I intend to learn at some point, but as long as I live.
Well, you get away with a lot in the Navy planes because their gear is so robust, because they are made to flop on the deck of an aircraft carrier, where you don't fly a nice smooth landing, you flop it on the deck.
Yeah, you gotta catch that line.
Oh no! Thanks for the raid. It's a horrible time to raid. I'm getting ready to be done. We're gonna run through a quick Maverick thing for somebody, and that's gonna be the end of it. Yeah, I will. I'll raid somebody. I always do.
Which is the best Mavericks? Because there's like 4 different variants.
For the most part, just use Ds. They're going to be your basic, good for everything. The TV ones are fine, but the problem is if there's any problems with the light or anything, then you can't use them. So just Ds are the way to go for most cases.
Okay.
The Ds are your standard infrared Maverick.
Right. IR chasing.
No. IR sensor for getting contrast lock, but they don't chase. They lock contrast.
Oh, that's right. No, I mixed them up with another one.
IR chasing would be like a heater missile. This just uses infrared to lock the contrast for the. It's like a TV, but it's using infrared instead of just using the TV lock.
Yeah, I forgot that that's what those do. You're in the hook of the runway, right?
I'm at the very end of the runway.
Okay.
On the right side in the turnaround.
So I'm gonna have to do a flyby.
Oh, I'm gonna leave the server like right now because I gotta get set up on the private server to do the Maverick rundown for you real quick.
Yeah, I'll watch it as I land. That way.
I'm not going to go through everything with you really quick, but I'll show you a quick way just to get your targeting pod and your Mavericks ready to go. There's other ways to do it, there's multiple ways, but I'll show you the pre-briefing really quick just because if you know how to create a waypoint, then you'll be fine. Yeah, the SRS. Funny thing was, I was still connected to the SRS, but it didn't. It stopped working. Usually you can sit in the SRS still. Alright, let's see. Let's go to the editor. I'll put a Viper up in the air with a load of Mavericks. If you start doing Mavericks with, well, I'm not gonna give you any other information. We'll just stick to the basics for this really quick so you'll retain it better. But there are multiple different Mavericks. But in general, just stick to Ds for the most part. Alright, is this the one? But let's use the other one that doesn't have any waypoints. Yeah, let's use the blank one. And we'll do a fly over point, and let's put it up to 6,500 feet at 320 knots. Give it a loadout. All right, triple rack. D's. Nuts. I guess we could do that too really quick. Put a couple of GBU-12s on here. Okay. And let's just put it, whoop. We'll put it right here, and we'll put a waypoint on the front of the runway. And no others. Nah, that's not bad. Now, if you switch out the GBU-12s for paveway 3s, then you're looking at some weight. Which, by the way, doing paveway 3s from a Viper is a pain in the ass unless you're going to drop them both at once. The thrust to weight ratio on a Viper, you can put all kinds of shit on there and you'll be fine. But when you go out of balance, it's double rough. I think the worst one for being rough, though, when you're dropping munitions that out of balances your load, is probably the Phantom. You drop like a hobos off your out, because the hobos go on the outer wingtips because of the way the pylons are on the Phantom and how thick they are. So your heaviest stuff is on the wingtips. Oh, damn ads. Well, I do little gatherings all the time for helping people out with stuff. I don't do it like a weekly. I just, whenever somebody needs help and I've got a little bit of time, I do it. Or other people will give me requests in the Discord and I'll make little private videos for them or do one-on-one help with them. So I don't really need to schedule like a day for it, because my body's not very cool, and if I start scheduling shit is when my body's going to rebel and I'll have to break schedule too much. Okay, Shred, we have a Viper with 6 Mavericks and 2 GBU-12s. I only have one waypoint, which is the runway of the airfield. So, for starters, we'll master arm on. We'll go to air to ground. We're going to select our Mavericks, which we have, and they're already powered up. Then, of course, you know how to switch weapons. If we wanted to use our GBU-12s, we could just switch them. So we need to get them on target though. So let's say we're gonna attack this convoy right here. So let's pop a GPS right here in front of this convoy by holding down left alt and left clicking on the map where we want the GPS. You already know this part. So steer point, we're gonna go to steer point 2. It has no information. We're gonna create information, which you can use any waypoint and just override it too. And we're going to put in this information. So north, decimal minutes, it'll be 4450167. Enter. Dauber down. East 0. You got to put the 0 in the older CNIs and CDUs so that the eastern will fit in the computer. So 3950 and 360. Enter, and you always want to make sure you get your elevation proper, or else your targeting pod will be looking underground or in space. So 315 feet, enter. Alright. Dauber out. We'll leave that as our steer point now. So we can see that's that caravan right over there. So now when you look at your Mavericks, you'll see there's a little bit of information, which pylon you're starting at, so on and so forth. But right here's the important one. Right here it says visual. So these are the modes that dictates what your jet's gonna do. It's a Viper, everything's digital, and it does a lot of stuff for you. But if you don't know how to tell it what to do, it'll fight against you the whole time. So there's two different ways to get your targeting pod on the target. Let me turn this music off for a second. So under the visual mode is what you would use if you want to set a SPI on the ground, and then once you set your SPI, your targeting pod and your Mavericks will be looking there automatically. So do you want me to go through that part or just go straight to the waypoint thing? I can show you both, but I don't want you to confuse the two. Let's do the waypoint first, actually. If you get it all nice and easy, then we'll move on to the visual. So we have a waypoint. That's our waypoint that's selected. So by default, that's now our SPI until we tell the computer to do otherwise. But if I turn the targeting pod on now, it's not going to be looking there because it's on visual. So we're going to click this to bore, and we're going to skip bore, and we'll go straight to pre. That stands for pre-briefing. With pre selected, our waypoint is now our SPI, so if we roll over to it now slowly, our targeting pod's going to be looking right at that waypoint that we just created. So all we had to do was power them up and then go to pre, and whatever our waypoint is now our pre-briefing. If we wanted to move that targeting pod to a different spot, we could just change waypoints, and it's going to automatically move your targeting pod and your Maverick to be looking at that SPI. So let's just come around and let's get our altitude hold turned on so we can get our head down and look around a little bit. We're going to slow down too. Okay, so now we're lined up with our pre-briefed waypoint. Our hold is on. So now we're going to bring up our targeting pod here. But I forgot to put on the fucking plane. Let's just go straight to the Maverick then. So you can see right here, the Maverick is actually looking right there. And if we wanted to, like let's say we wanted to change waypoints, our other waypoints over there on the runway, we could just dauber under the next waypoint and then reselect out weapon and come back in, and it would move it. I need to, let me back out and put a friggin' targeting pod in here. Why did I not do that? Well, I just brought up the weapon. I'll show you that in a second. Let me put a targeting pod back on here. I don't know why I did that. That was my bad. I put laser guided bombs and Mavericks on there, and I didn't put the targeting pod on because I'm super smart. I was using all my thinking thoughts. Be fun dropping a laser guided bomb with no laser. What is this? That is not what I was looking for. Where's my jet? Oh, there it is. That's the one. There we go. All right, we'll put the targeting pod on here. And then we'll go ahead and put the ELANT pod on here for a little bit of ballast. Okay, now we'll get back in. To open up the interface for the Maverick, you just have to go to the weapon page, which we'll do this one more time. Yeah, the Mavericks were selected, so when I open up the weapon page, it's going to use the weapon page for the Mavericks. If I had a harm selected, it would bring up the Seeker interface for firing harms directly off the Seeker head like a Hornet would. And if you don't want to use the ELANT pod. Which there's no reason to ever do that, mostly. There's been a few times I have when the ELANT, because right now the ELANT pod is buggy. But the ELANT pod's going to be what you want to use for harms always, because it gives you the best shot. You have much more track data. That's how I get those high velo, high angle shots. If you just shoot them off the Seeker head, they're flat. Alright, let's get the altitude hold on. Alright, again, we're going to make another waypoint, steer point 2. Shit's not showing up in the ELANT pod. Even if it's literally got you locked up, it's still not showing up. It's showing up on the RWR, but it's not showing up on the ELANT pod for extended periods of time, even when it's got you locked up, it's just not showing up. It should be really fast. If it's something's locking you, it's on your EWR, your RWS and all RWR and all that. It should be showing up in your ELANT pod extremely quickly. The ELANT pod is an extremely delicate radiation tracker, much better than your other tools, so it's very weird that it's not working. I've literally been dodging missiles while it's got me locked at its shot. My ELANT pod's still like, no, there's nothing there, George. Alright, let's make this waypoint. Let's slow down because we're hauling ass because we're in a friggin' Viper. Alright, 4450 and 162. Oh, that didn't work out. 44. Whoop. Oh, shoot. I know what I did wrong. Duh. You can tell I'm tired. Alright, north. 44501. Whoops. 162. Enter. Dauber. East 0. 3950. 336. Enter. Elevation 315 feet. Enter. Got it. And we out. Alright, master arm cycled. Air to ground. Mavericks are powered. Bombs are not powered. Oh, there we go. Mavericks. Powered on. Bombs, we're all good. Okay, right to where we were. Forgot to set up the aircraft. Alright, so there's our waypoint. Let's fly a ways a little bit. So visual will go to pre-briefed. So now pre-briefed, we'll put our targeting pod and our Maverick's going to be looking right there for now. We'll get ready to turn the targeting pod on. Let's come around. Just a nice little 3G turn. Need to bleed a little bit of that speed anyway. Alright, so now we're set up. We're heading towards the target. Altitude hold is locked. Bring up the targeting pod, and the targeting pod will be looking right where our waypoint is because we have it set to pre-briefed. Get on our targeting pod, you can zoom in, and there it is. So there's the convoy where we put that GPS coordinate. It's right there. Over here, I'm going to go ahead and pause it now. Active pause. So now, because we were on pre-briefed, the targeting pod automatically goes to the waypoint. If we switch waypoints, the targeting pod will move to the other waypoint. So whenever you need to get your targeting pod on the ground, and you know how to make a GPS coordinate, you've got all the tools you need to get your targeting pod wherever you need it at any time on the fly. Grab a GPS, get you a waypoint, pump it in. and you're good to go. If you have bombs, when you go to your bombs, you can set, well, we'll do that in a second. So anyway, targeting pod's there. So on the right side here, we're going to go ahead and hit SMS, and we're going to bring up weapon. And the fucking things aren't timed in yet. Everything is working against me because I turned the power off on them for a second there. We literally have to wait. Well, I guess we can go through the other stuff then while we're waiting for those to power up. So going back to bomb. You can see here under the LAD, it put the targeting pod back on the waypoint. Once you have your targeting pod where you need it, then you can just do everything else. The laser in the Viper is automatic, so you don't have to like click any toggles like the Hornet. You don't have to cycle anything. The laser is good to go. CCRP will also start you off on your waypoint, I believe, but if not, just cycle to your LAD and then cycle back to CCRP if you get stuck in that loop where you can't get your targeting pod there. But using your targeting pod, once you drop the bomb, the laser will fire on its own. You never have to worry about it. You just need to make sure you don't mask your targeting pod before the bomb hits. You just have to have your master arm on. And you have to have your laser turned on. Those are the two things you need to drop a bomb. Have your master arm on, have your laser on, get your targeting pod. Like I said, if you're having trouble getting your targeting pod, have your waypoint set to where you want it. Choose your LAD. Once you get your targeting pod turned on, then just switch it over to CCRP. Then set up your bomb, singles, pairs, whatever you want to do, all through here. And then you just fly the symbology like anything else. The only thing that's a little bit different about bombing with the Viper is the pull-up symbology can mess you up. Like when there's a circle, and you see the thing coming down, and then when you're holding down the bomb pickle, it doesn't drop right away. That's because it's giving you a pull-up cue. When you hit that, you'll see it jump up. You're supposed to follow that up to do a pull-up. Don't worry about that. Just stay on course and keep holding down the pickle until the bomb drops. That can be confusing sometimes because it'll do that symbology for a pull-up. Just skip the pull-up for now. Hold down the pickle until the bomb goes. And then just make sure you keep your laser on the target. That's all there is for laser bombing in the Viper. It does everything else automatically. Alright, are these things powered in yet? Which, by the way, if you change your pre-briefing to visual, you'll see the targeting pod and everything just goes wonky, and that can mess people up. So for just getting your targeting and everything on there in your Mavericks, just go to pre-briefed and use a waypoint. Alright, we'll go to weapon. Is it up? Okay, it's up. Now you can see roughly that the Maverick is looking right where the targeting pod is. So you can try to get close enough and use your Maverick from the weapon page like so. Or you can zoom in here with your targeting pod and go, I want to hit that one specifically, and initiate a point track. When you initiate a point track, it's going to hand off that target to your Maverick. It will try to lock it as well, but you have to be close enough for it to auto lock. You don't have to necessarily worry about that. Just when you get close enough, hit your TMS up short to attempt to lock once you're on the weapon page, once you get close enough. So we'll unpause. I can't even see them yet. But if you had to adjust as well, you can just go back to here, undo your point track, and I want to shoot this one instead, and point track it. You can see once you point track it, it unsoys this because it goes directly to your weapon page. You can see the crosshairs have now moved a little bit. So come back over here. Where's the farthest one so we can really see the difference? Yeah, we'll go right there. Zoom out a little bit. Point track, handoff. Yeah, you can see it was on the last truck there now. From here you just got to get close enough and then hit your TMS forward short, up short, whatever you want to call it. It's forward short. But TMS short, forward short is how you would lock your contrast. You just have to get within usually 8 to 9 miles depending on your altitude. You should be able to get contrast by then. There we go, got it. And then you hold down the pickle, and then it sets the next one. Move it over. Alright, we'll save one of those. Yeah, I got one left. That's all she wrote, though. I mean, that gets you, as long as you got a GPS, you can make a waypoint and you can get your targeting pod and your Mavericks into the AO super easy. And that's by using the pre-brief setting on your Maverick page. One of the most effective and easiest weapons in the world to use, and it is highly effective. Mavericks are very large, the shape charge is extremely penetrating, you can blow up just about anything with a full-size Maverick. Hellfire's not as much, but piece of cake. So now, the other way, let's go out of here completely now, and go back to the SMS page. So we're basically going to reset everything now. We're going to go to visual. So now the targeting pod is looking right up there. It's on your bore sight. So if you select the targeting pod, you can actually just move it around from here. So if you were flying around and something was out here in front of you, you could go to visual, and then you could move your targeting pod off the HUD and try to look this way. The other thing you can do is by setting a SPI. So we'll go back to visual now. And let's see, let's find an actual marker. So you know how to change your soys around. You can cycle between your two MFDs. Or you can hit up on your DMS and that will make the HUD the soy. You can tell by the asterisk right here that the HUD is soyed. When the HUD is soyed, that also means your HMD, your helmet mount sight that we're looking through now, is also the soy. And this is the part that can sometimes get confusing, but we'll go through it. So now there's some TMS commands you can do from here with your HUD soyed in visual mode. So you can hold down TMS forward long, and that will put the SPI on your helmet. You can see the box went to my helmet. So holding it down forward long took it from the HUD and put it on the helmet. If I hit TMS down short, it puts it back on the HUD. So you can move them back and forth quite easily. Forward long to get it, and down back short to put it back. And that's the way it moves back and forth. So if you ever get in trouble, that's how you can grab it to put it on here, and that's how you can put it back on the HUD so you don't lose track of where it is, because that will be a problem eventually, of losing track of where it is and not being able to get it back. So let's hold down TMS forward long to put it on the helmet, and now let's fly around here somewhere. Let's find a building. That way we know we've definitely looking at the place we're looking. Actually, where's my little helicopter base? That would be good because there's smoke there. So this is just another way to get your SPI on the ground so that your targeting pod and your Mavericks are looking where you want them to look. This would be like target of opportunity mode, going visual, putting the marker on your helmet and go, oh, look, there's smoke over here. That might be something we need to shoot. So we're going to look at it, and then we're going to hit TMS forward short, and that drops it on the ground right there. So now we have a SPI right there. So that means our targeting pod is looking right there. So now if you look... Oh, my targeting pod's messed up. Anyway... There we go. Okay. So you can see, I put my SPI on the ground, and there it is. It's looking right there where that smoke was. And if I had a Maverick I wanted to shoot, I could go over here to weapon, and you can see it's looking right where the targeting pod's looking. So if I wanted to shoot at that tank, I could look at it and point track it, and now the Maverick is looking right at it, and we could get a lock and shoot it. It's really that easy. And there it is, looking right where it was. Now we're not going to shoot that. That's a friendly. We don't want to do that. So we unpoint track it. Let's go ahead and zoom out so we're not messing up our targeting pod again. We'll rate it back out. And now, to get control of our SPI again, we need our soy to be back on our HUD. So we're going to hit DMS up short, and now the HUD is soyed again. We hit TMS down once short, and that puts the SPI from the ground back on the helmet. Because remember, TMS short down moves the SPI backwards. So if I hit it again now, it's going to put it back on the HUD, just like that. So that's how I got it back. I re-soyed the HUD, and then TMS down short, pulled it from the ground and put it on my helmet, and then TMS short down again, put it back on the HUD, and we're right back where we started. There's another target over there we want to see. TMS forward long, puts it on my helmet. I look down at the building. TMS up short, drops it on the ground. And now the targeting pod is looking right there. So that's the two ways to get your targeting pod where you need it for your Mavericks. Visual is to use your helmet to get it wherever you need it, and pre-briefed is to use a designated waypoint, which means you can also create a waypoint, make sure that's your actual waypoint, and then just turn your targeting pod on, and there you go, you're looking at the waypoint in pre-mode. And if you switch this mode, it changes everything, which is also where people get messed up with the Viper, because the Viper's so automated. They do, but they work in the same way. There's just a little bit of procedural difference between the two. But you're doing the same thing as setting a like the A10's easier because you can also set marks really easy, but you can also set marks from your Jahemics with the Viper by using the mark command and then setting a SPI on the ground just like I did, using the same procedure, except instead of having a weapon selected, you have the mark mode set up and your HUD soyed. The moving of the SPI is the same commands though. Yeah, using Mavs in the Viper are super easy. Just like the A10. Not quite as good as the A10, but good enough. I mean, you can move your SPI around quite easily once you get used to it. It's just easy to get a little messed up, and then you get frustrated, and then you're like, fuck, a lot of people will mess up, and all of a sudden their SPI is looking up in space and shit like that, and it's probably because they didn't have their HUD soyed, or they accidentally switched modes, and that messed everything up. And then if I don't, that SPI's worthless. Again, make sure the HUD is soyed. TMS down short puts it back on my helmet, and then TMS short one more time puts it back on the HUD. You can do the same thing if you wanted to, where am I? Let's find that. Okay, there they are over here somewhere. I gotta remember where they are. Okay, there they are right there. So, soy the HUD, let's grab the marker on the helmet, and let's put the marker down where the other convoy is right there. So there we go. We got a marker down there now, which means our targeting pod is looking right at them. Boom. Let's come over here and let's switch to our GBU-12 bombs. You can see now our GBUs are up. We have CCRP set up, and we already have our targeting pod where we need it. So let's zoom in, right? And let's drop a GBU-12 on this truck. Marked. We'll just leave it at area track because we're going to come back around. So cycle the laser's on, master arm is on. Let's drop both bombs because I don't want to do any more. So we'll do one pair, that's both of our bombs. Now we're just going to fly a ways and we'll turn back around and we'll drop our laser guided bombs. All we have to do is make sure master arm is on, make sure our laser is armed, and make sure our targeting pod is on the target we want to blow up. No, I just use the seeker head. If I need to shoot all my Mavericks off, I'll just set the main target and then get a good sight picture in my brain of the other high-profile targets in the area, and then I'll just use the seeker head of the Maverick, because when you're at 8 miles with the first shot, you can see the other targets pretty clearly in a D. Alright, do we have enough distance? Yeah, let's get a little bit farther. Actually, let's just do a single. I forgot I'm on the practice server. It's going to respawn the bomb when I drop it for practice purposes. Alright, let's get lined up. Line it up. Got your normal symbology on the right, you got your chevron carrot, you've got the drop zone, waiting for the carrot to move. 9.5 miles to the target. There you go, carrot's starting to move. Make sure our targeting pod is where we want it. That'll work. And point tracked. I'm going to active pause it till those ads are out of the way, so I can explain the symbology, because it is confusing for when you first doing the Viper. No one can hear me talking. What am I doing? Stupid ads. Hey, thanks for the sub, Daily, on YouTube there. I appreciate that. I'm glad I could help. I have it active pause. Just let me know when you're back, Shrin. Okay, so I'm almost there. We have the target. Well, it's a little off now. There we go. We got the target point tracked. The bomb, of course, will go to where the laser is pointed. The laser will shoot directly in the middle of that targeter. Symbology, you see our carrot's almost inside the drop zone. That is the drop zone. That is the chevron carrot coming down, which is the range. This is all your information on the ranging. You have these different lines coming down that can be confusing. There'll be a circle that appears. That circle just means, hey, dumbass, it's almost time to drop the bomb. So when you see the circle, that's when you can hold down the pickle. You're also going to see a bar shoot up after that. That's for doing a toss, because it does all the modes at once. So you can ignore some of the symbology. For a normal drop, you don't need to toss it. Just when that line shoots up, just don't care. Just hold down the button and keep flying. But when you chase it, when you're going to do a toss by the computer, when that bar goes up, you have to follow it with your flight vector. So you got to go back stick and do your best to chase that until the bomb releases. It's not as accurate as standard CCRP, but it'll allow you to get the bomb a little bit more distance and be a little bit safer. So I'm going to unpause it now. There we go, the circle. I'm holding down the pickle. There goes the chaser for the bomb toss. Now you can see the second one coming down. This is going to be our actual bomb drop now. And boom, bomb is away. We'll look over, we'll readjust our laser now. And we just have to make sure we hold that laser on the target until impact. If you mask the targeting pod, the bomb will go stupid. You can also hold down the trigger. Oh wait, you should be able to. Boom, there we go, never mind. I'm thinking of the Hornet. But that's all there is to it. You just have to drop the bomb when everything's set up with the Viper. Just make sure you don't mask the targeting pod. If you're up really high, then you do a bomb drop maneuver. So the laser's not going to shoot for a little bit. So after the bomb drops, what you would do is you would peel to the right and put an angle away from the target. And then you would roll back in and create an orbit around the target, like so, and then just hold it, which you could turn on your path hold like that, and it's just going to hold that angle. And then as long as you bank to the right far enough, when you come back around left and start the roll, it'll keep your targeting pod looking on the target as long as you're high enough for indefinitely. So that's how you would drop bombs from very high and a greater distance and not mask your laser. You set up an orbit after you drop. At the low altitude that I'm at, you know, you just fly straight forward and don't speed up too much. But that's how you would set up a standard orbit to drop a bomb and not lose lays. You would peel off and then turn back in at the correct angle. That's the angle hold switch right there. So that's attitude hold, there's altitude hold. So attitude would be the angle I'm holding it. So you can see if I just angle it like this and let go of the stick now, it's just going to start rolling out. So I'll put it right where I want my orbit to be, and then I'm going to toggle my attitude hold on, and that's it. Hands off the controls. We can sit here in orbit all day long until we run out of gas. Oh no, in the F-14, the hold is your hand, because it's mainly analog. You can, well no, never mind. Yeah, you can. You can set up you got a hold switch on the Tomcat. Did you get all this, Shred? Or did you get most of it? Do you think you could at least use your pre-briefing to use a waypoint now? The other stuff might take a little bit more practice just to remember all the commands with your hammocks. You do have an angle hold on the Tomcat, if I remember correctly. Okay, we can also go through it another time once you need some more practice with it. Do I have a Tomcat that's in the air? I don't think I do. I do have a mission editor right here, though, so let's throw a Tomcat up in the air. Just throw it. It's a Tomcat. It likes to be thrown. All right. Whoop, let's put it in the air, though. If we put it down here, it's just going to be on the ground. All right, flyover point. Let's go all the way up to like 20,000 feet. 1, 2, 3. 350 knots. We don't want to do 300 in a Tomcat. It don't like that. Where is... Yep, there we go. Tomcats! God, they need to friggin' release the upgrade. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Uzi 1, on station at bullseye 328 for 170 at 1,600.
I hope I don't loading. I'm glad I put myself in a cloud. Guess I should have went up to 25,000 feet. Alright, your AFCS systems, just leave them all on hold, on normal. You have to turn them on anyway, but all you have to do is engage it, and it is a hold. So, as a matter of fact, if you have trouble flying the Tomcat because it's so unsteady, you can fly with the hold on, just don't hard maneuver. But we just engage it. Just turn it on for an engagement. And then you can just roll and then let go of the roll and it'll hold it right there. That's it. I mean, that is the hold. You just turn the autopilot on. The autopilot just holds whatever you're doing. It's a very primitive autopilot. It literally just holds. So you can roll with it. You can set an orbit and not have to hold it. I don't really do that, but you can. Well, yeah, I didn't have it.
We have a friendly 250, 35 miles, Angels 35.
There we go, get leveled off. But it's primitive, but yeah, it'll sit like this the whole time. Just one button. But it's not correcting, it just holds whatever it's doing. But it works. Especially if you're just cruising. Especially because it's so squirrely too. So if you're just flying for a large distance, it's always nice just to click it on so you don't have to worry about it. But you can maneuver with it. I usually just do it with my hand though. I like the old analog jets. I like being in control of it. I don't like using a lot of autopilot type stuff. Just depends. Like in the Hornet, I'll turn on the APs when I'm gonna do something like fire off a bunch of broaches or harpoons or something, just to make sure I can keep my head down and not worry about anything. When I'm gonna shoot off some Mavericks, I'll usually use whatever hold I've got. That way I can stay directly on target while I've got my head down messing with the screens. I think the U should be pretty soon though. They haven't said the actual release date, but God, it's got to be soon. They've already released the last build, right, for the video makers and streamers that have audiences. That's what I'm going to be doing as soon as that upgrade drops, though. I'm going to be relearning all this stuff. Well, it's not going to be a whole lot extra. The Jester stuff looks really nice. Being able to get that kind of direct control over telling Jester what to do in a sense, it'll be like digitally just telling him what to do instead of having to do a bunch of, crazy commands like this. That's going to be super nice. You'll have your V-dig and everything right here, and you can literally just bring up a little crosshair on your helmet, basically, and point at things, and he'll do, you can tell him, lock this, lock that, lock this. You can just tell him to do it. That'll be so nice. And having an Iggy and GPS makes a world of difference. I'll actually start dropping ordnance from a Tomcat once that happens.
Whoa, we got dirt at 3 o'clock.
I don't drop bombs and shoot rockets very often in a Tomcat. I just use it for air-to-air. Yep, sure, and just practice. Start with the pre-briefing, just because it's, if you already know how to set up a waypoint, then you've got half the battle right there. And just remember, your Mavericks on pre-briefing will put your targeting pod and your Mavericks looking where... The Mavericks are always looking where the targeting pod's looking for that. So if you tell the targeting pod to be at a waypoint, then that's where the Mavericks are going to be looking as well. Even if you do a handoff from your targeting pod to your Maverick and it doesn't lock it right away, that doesn't matter. You're probably too far away. It won't automatically lock if you're too far away, so... Set your targeting pod on the target you want, and then just use the weapon page to lock the Maverick when you're ready to shoot it. And then, of course, use your... Oh, I'm not in the Viper anymore. Well, use your... Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. My brain is so not working. Oh, where is it? Okay, on the Viper, use your manual ranging knob, your CW and CCW, to zoom the Maverick in and out, also the targeting pod, and then of course you've got your expand field of view button to do the narrow and wide zoom. So you can use those on the Maverick and on the targeting pod, depending on whichever one's soyed, they do the exact same thing, so... Switch over to weapon page, go to your Maverick, hit your field of view button. That zooms it all as much as the seeker head can, and TMS forward short to lock it up. Piece of cake. All right, yeah, I'm going to get off here. My arm is killing me. I didn't expect to actually be flying this long, but that's fine. It's not bad. It's not sharp pains, so I'm good. It's just really sore still. Whoops. I exited out like I'm not still streaming. All right, let me see who's flying, and I will get you guys rated over somewhere. I'll be back tonight. We'll work on Afghanistan, maybe. I'm going to talk to Santa and see if there's actually a problem with the server that's causing that, or if that's the way he meant it to be. So we'll make a decision tomorrow on that. All right, let me bring up my browser. We'll get you guys rated over somewhere. Well, what's some good music we can listen to while we're waiting? All right, who's flying? Okay, I got one. Says veteran. He's flying right now. We're going to throw some love over here to him. I've never seen him before, so I don't know. But it says educational, English, veteran, and he's flying DCS. So we're going to raise you guys over to stocks 18. Well, I'm going to try to. Yep, okay, it's going through. Oh, wait. That's not the right one. Hold on, that was the wrong one. Glad I verified that symbol. Might have been sending you guys out a titty streamer or something. That's the correct one. Okay, tell Stocks hi for me. I will see everybody later. I'll be in the Discord for a few more hours if you need me. Like always, I will be in there. If I don't get back to you right away, trust me, I'll get back to you when I see it. I might be, you know, doing something medical or who knows. And I'll be back tonight. And here goes the raid. Take it easy, everybody.